Shannon. Now this is podcasting.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're glad you're here. Glad you're here to join us. This is, it's just such a privilege to sit here at this table. My back hurts. I'm thrilled. And I hope you're thrilled because I'll be honest, we put so much work into this. It's just a full-time job, this podcasting thing, man. So diligently just grinding away to just provide you with these little moments of content and entertainment. You better be thankful for everything that we do. My name is Ethan. This, as you've heard in the intro, is Work Hard. If it's your first time listening, you're in for a treat. With me is my business partner and co-host, Jason.
Hola.
Jason is Mexican and can't speak English, so I'm going to do half of this in American English, and then this is what we do here. So Jason speaks fully in Spanish.
Sí.
I speak in English.
Sí.
I don't speak Spanish. Jason doesn't speak English.
No.
So it's two different podcasts actually at the same time.
Sí.
Yes. And so we have obviously half the audience is Spanish speaking, half the audience is English, and that can create a lot of confusion sometimes. But we just put it aside. Don't be too particular. If you're on the Spanish speaking side, go back to watching boxing or cooking some kind of animal outside in your front yard. The English speaking side, we can go back to doing regular stuff, normal stuff.
Sí.
Like driving to work. Guys, big day, big episode today. As you can hear, it's raining. All right, now you might have heard that in the last episode. That's because we record these back to back. So, raining episode, dude. We're back. If you're a longtime listener, you'll remember that was happened to us all the time back in the day.
This is the bedtime episode.
The bedtime episode.
I learned how to speak English just now.
Yeah, that was quick. Duolingo. Shouts out.
Have you ever tried to find anything in your wife's purse?
Bro.
It's like a Mary Poppins bag in there.
Dude, you know what's even
pulling
more
full-sized lamps out of it?
Dude, you know what's even more frustrating is trying to find anything in your own house. That is, everything moves all the time, bro. It's, all right, so I sleep with socks on because my feet are so dry that they'll tear the sheets. So they're so rough, they'll destroy the sheets. So I sleep with socks on every night. And every single night, dude, I take one pair of socks off, I fold them up nice and neat, and then I put them on the bed so that when I come back later that evening to go to sleep,
they ought to be there.
They're there. And every single night without fail, I walk in, no socks. Now, she knows what's good. Okay? She knows what's up. She knows about the power of my feet. The military grade sandpaper that I have for skin on my feet. She knows I need the socks. Where are my socks, dude? They're never there. Where are my socks? Bro, I needed fingernail clippers the other day. Couldn't find them. Didn't have them.
Tweezers in my house vanish.
Get out of Dodge, bro.
You just wait until your kids get older and get into stuff. This problem will multiply for
Dude,
you.
It's so... my dad used to... when I was a kid, I used to ask my dad for stuff. Like, Dad, can I use your phone charger? Dad, can I do this? Whatever, blah, blah. He'd be
ask your mom.
Instantly, no. I'd be like, why?
Oh.
Now I get it, dude.
Yeah.
Because
it'll walk off.
Yeah, because it'll walk off. You'll walk off with it. You'll never bring it back, and I'll never have the thing. And it derails me, bro. If the deodorant is not out in the same place by the sink every single day,
where's the deodorant?
I'm not wearing deodorant.
Yeah,
I just can't. It short circuits me, dude. I can't. I won't brush my teeth. I won't.
Destroys your routine.
Yeah, dude. I'm completely derailed. If it's not where it should be, which is where it was last time. That's where it should be, is where it was last time.
But then you leave
done
for
for.
work and everything's changed when
Yeah.
you get back.
Oh, dude, where's my belt? I need my belt. Oh, it's on the hook. What hook? There's a new hook. There's a new hook? Why is there a new hook?
Because you needed one for your belt.
Because we needed one of the. Now this hat's over here. Where are my hats over there? I got a basket. There's a basket with the dude. She got a. Bro. She got a little like little white thing, little shoe cabinet to go by the door.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now she told me to my face, Jason. She said this. She said with a straight face, not laughing, not joking. She said, "It's so that when you put your shoes on, like me specifically." She's like, "I know you don't like so you can sit down and put your shoes on, put your boots on."
Yeah.
And I looked her in the face and I said, "I will never sit on that chair. I will never sit on that bench one time. That bench will immediately become
covered with
storage.
stuff.
Be covered with stuff
Yeah.
instantly." And she was like, "What are you talking
Any
about?"
horizontal surface.
Anything. Bro, I had to teach her that stairs were not shelves. When we first got married, bro, our marriage almost ended quickly in my death because I was walking downstairs at night and I didn't realize that she thought that stairs were shelves. And I almost fell. I was furious, bro. Furious. Instant soccer kicked a suitcase across the kitchen. Why is this here? What is this? Why is there always stuff here? Like, spaz.
Just, yeah.
Yeah. So upset.
Rough early marriage days.
Yes, dude. Yeah. She
I don't know what this honeymoon period is that people talk about.
yeah. Come on.
Because I am far happier in my marriage now.
Yeah.
After getting all that stuff out of the way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I think my wife's a lot happier with me. I was like, yeah, the first year, ooh.
it's tough. Yeah, when you're figuring each other out, dude. She showed me a
There's
picture.
like-
Oh, she's gonna get a new chair or something, like a new rocking chair for our new room. I don't remember what it was. And she showed me a picture of it. And I went, yeah, that'll make a really nice laundry basket. And she was like, what? And I was like, well, the chair, whatever my chair is, my reading chair is, that's where the laundry goes.
Right, when it waits to be folded.
Right. Well, just whenever, there's always laundry in my chair.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's
sure.
always laundry in my chair. There's always stuff on my couch. I can't sit anywhere. And dude, it's what gets me, what drives me up the wall is the female ability to just deny reality. Like 5 years of putting stuff in my chair and then me being like, if you get a new chair, there's just going to be stuff in it. And then her being like, what are you talking about? Is absurd, bro. That's insane. That's the behavior of an insane person.
No,
Crazy.
it's just women.
It's just women. Dude, look. You can see right out through this door. Look at see, there's a bench, there's a bench. What's on it? No sitting space. It's just stuff. Storage.
Yeah, well,
Any horizontal surface is a shelf.
as soon as I put up a shelf, it is pretty immediately filled.
I mean, that's fine. It's a shelf.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I just mean there's so much stuff to put on things.
Yeah.
It's no wonder it overflows everywhere else.
And it's baskets, bro. So many baskets.
My goal is to have no wall space eventually. It'll all be shelves.
Just all shelves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I told Emily.
Like, I might not put up any wall paneling. We might just put up shelves everywhere. And
Yeah.
that'll just be like, I love artwork.
Yeah.
I have a lot of artwork. None of it's hanging because I know that we won't have any room for our artwork.
Right.
My wife was like, what if we get this big, piece of art? And she doesn't advocate for getting big pieces of art because they're expensive. But anytime I know, we were moving from our old house,
Yeah.
which had much more square footage.
Yeah.
And we had this big, I had found it at like an estate sale. You saw it, the one that was hanging over our couch at the Henderson house.
I don't remember it, but I do. I remember
It had like a walnut frame. It was very pretty.
I remember it being there, but I don't
It was
remember.
like, anyway, but you know the size
Yes,
of it. It's
yeah,
like
yeah. I
3
remember
feet
that.
across.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really liked it. My wife we were clearing out the storage unit. I was like, we'll get rid of this. She's like, but you really like that. I was like, I know I really like it, but we'll never hang it up again.
Yeah.
We don't have the space now, let alone once we put shelves that we have for anyone who doesn't know, we live in 640 square feet
Yeah.
with 4 kids and a dog.
Sardines.
Yeah, it's sardine style.
Yeah.
Every part of the wall that is not at head height or below needs to be shelf space in order to hold all the stuff so that all chairs and horizontal surfaces do not become storage.
Yeah.
Or have a chance at not becoming
Yeah, a
storage.
chance. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a fighting
chance.
chance.
A snowball's chance.
A snowball's chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't put up shelves fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you can't.
No.
No.
I don't have the time.
Yeah, I told when we first got this place, I had to sit Emily down. I would come in from work and I would just be stressed.
Yeah.
I would just have this like latent stress. So I just sat down and kind of examined it, and I realized what it was. And so I had to sit Emily down, and I said, Emily, I love you very much, but I literally feel like the walls are closing in on me because there's just more
much
stuff to each wall. And it's like the livable space in our house.
It's
like
decreasing with the junk we bring in here.
Yeah. Cause we lived before we did the remodel, we had, I think 700 and something square feet. Mm-hmm. And so it was not as well proportioned as y'all's, because ours is just weird,
Yeah. It's a cool space, but it is an odd space.
Yeah, it's an odd space. And so it's just like, there's just not a lot of place to live, there's not a lot of places
Walk
to
around.
Yeah, to be and to sit and to hang
That's
out.
what the outdoors is for, walking around.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what we got.
This is for sleeping and eating.
Yeah, this is for sleeping and eating. Outdoors is for
everything else. It's raining? Oh.
Yeah, too bad.
It's too bad.
Go outside. So I told her, we got to dial it back. And I was like, you can only get more pillows and more baskets if you get rid of the previous wave. For every pillow that enters into this house, a pillow must leave. For every basket that enters this house, a basket must leave. We cannot keep doing this.
After months, I had finally gotten all the Duplos, I think, picked up and put up on the shelf.
Yeah.
And we had a rainy day this week, and I came home, and the Duplo box was down and open. And I was like, what are these doing down here? And she's like, well, it's a rainy day. Should have burned them.
Should have burned them. Should have burned them. Should have got rid of them when I had the chance. Now it's another 8 months. My wife, one of my wife's favorite thing to do is buy cactuses and then not water them until they die and then just throw them away. If you go in there, we have so many dead cactuses, and
it's a collection.
Yeah, it's a collection of corpses, and
everyone knows that's the way a cactus looks best.
Yeah, dead. And the last time she bought a cactus, she was like, "Isn't this so cute?" Yeah, she was. Yeah, mummified. Yeah, we preserve it in vinegar. She goes, "Isn't this such a beautiful cactus? Like, look, this is amazing." And I said, "Yeah, it's a great cactus to kill." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "This is gonna die. You're not gonna water it. It's gonna die." And she goes, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Woman, are you?"
I point you to Exhibit A, B, C, D, and on through Zeta.
This is Auschwitz for cactuses. This house. What are you talking about?
The cactus gets carried in the door. Is like, oh, a nice. Oh no!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, dude.
That's the sound of a cactus being walked into Cactus Auschwitz.
Yeah, knowing very well. Put on the
what's coming. A slow death. And for a cactus, that's a very slow,
very slow death, dude. It's very miserable.
I was made by God to go 3 months without a drink. This is gonna be a miserable end.
Yeah, dude. Bro, yeah. So
I don't know why cactuses have high voices, but that's just the way God made them.
They are little. I would have expected them to have a sort of...
well, those big ones, the classic cactus, I imagine, that you find in the Southwest are probably more of a base.
Yeah, they've got more of a base to them for sure. Yeah, they're more basey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those gentlemen
not the house cactus.
Not the house
we're
cactus.
Familiar with in the rest of the great states.
Right, those guys. Yeah, so we've got...
They're a little higher pitched.
Yeah, we've got a cactus.
Like
graveyard.
Yorkshire Terriers and Dachshunds.
Exactly.
Things.
They have breathing problems. Yeah. All my cactuses all my cactuses have breathing problems.
I'm constantly congested.
Well, their primary problem is that they've got a murderer in the house with them who starves them to death. Yeah, and then she just goes, "What are you talking about? These cactuses aren't going to die." I'm like, "Lady, what are you? Am I talking? Are you a skinwalker? Did you replace my wife? How did this? What are you talking about? Every plant you buy dies. What? How are we even?
You know
having
what I'm
this
curious about is how much grief you get from Emily after these episodes air, and she goes, "Why did you say that?"
I actually don't get any.
You don't?
Yeah.
She just quietly absorbs it and feels sad?
And she internalizes it, and she's like, I'm just a bad wife. I'm just kidding. I don't know. She never really brought it up.
You should probably talk to her about that.
Yeah, I guess I should. But also,
anyway.
I bought her a cactus for her birthday.
Did you really?
Yeah, I bought her a cactus. I looked at him. I said, sorry, buddy.
You're going to take one for the team.
Yeah, I forgot about her birthday, so you're going to have to pay for it. You're coming with me.
You're not a thinking, breathing creature. I don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
It'll make her happy.
Yeah, it'll make her happy. And it did. It did make her happy.
Good. Is it dead?
No, it was her birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So
he's got
time.
He's got 8 months left on his life.
Yeah. Okay.
But his clock is ticking because I haven't seen any water yet. I actually don't even know where it is.
Have you ever taken a hand in watering these things?
Yes. Well, here's another thing. Here's another thing that's even crazier. If I water them, she's like, "What are you doing?" She's like a bad cop who gets upset when you're doing her job. It's like, I'm going to arrest you for trying to stop the injustice from happening because I feel self-conscious about not doing my job. She's like, I'll water it. I got it.
Like Inspector Lestrade, who's like, what are you doing, Holmes?
Yeah, exactly. You're like a bad
Looking
king.
for clues? I don't know. Yeah. Just thought we'd start by examining the evidence.
Yeah.
No. That's not how we do things around here.
Yeah. First we have to spit and get our DNA on everything.
Well.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's absurd. It's obscene. Not obscene. It's absurd. Wild. Women can't live with them. Can't live without them.
Well, speaking of couches that you can't sit on, I would like to do some couch cushion hunting.
Some couch cushions, yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff that falls between those couch cushions.
Yeah.
You might even find a cactus in there.
You might even find a cactus in there, a dead one.
So don't go reaching without pulling the cushions out.
A cactus or a basket.
Anyway, This is the segment that everyone truly listens to work hard for.
This is it, dude.
Possibly the only worthwhile segment on the show.
This is why you come.
Yep. Between the couch cushions, old media recommendations. You want to start it off, or shall I? I'll start it off.
Yeah, you can start it off.
Okay, thank you. I'm recommending Tommysaurus Rex.
What the heck is that?
Tommysaurus Rex, spelled Tommy, and then Saurus, like Tyrannosaurus, but Tommysaurus, like the name.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Get it?
Yep.
Dumb name.
Got it.
Or I should say, it makes sense when you read the book. This is a what's the word? It's not a comic book. What is the other word? What's the
graphic novel?
Thank you.
Yes.
High-end name for a comic book?
Yep.
A graphic novel.
A long comic book.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
A graphic novel is a longer...
It's a long
it's more of a
book.
story than... Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a complete story. So it's a standalone complete story by the fabulous Doug TenNapel, which I believe...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Last name spelled TenNapel, I believe. Doug TenNapel.
Yeah.
He's done a bunch of graphic novels. This one follows a young boy. He has a dog in the beginning, a dog named Tommy.
Okay.
And Doug TenNapel understands human beings, and so this boy names his puppy Tommy, and the parents tried to tell him at some point that it was a girl, and he goes, "How can he be a girl if he's named Tommy?"
Excellent. Perfect reasoning.
So it's that sort of observation and that sort of writing is what makes Doug TenNapel's stuff so fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, sadly his dog is hit by a car.
Aw.
And killed. I think he'd been asking his parents to go and stay at his grandpa's farm for the summer, and his dad was like, "No, you're not old enough."
Yeah.
After his dog is killed, though, he's sitting there sad on his bed, and his dad comes in and sits next to him on the bed and says, "We've been thinking that maybe you can go to Grandpa's farm for the summer." And he goes, "Wow, really?" He said, "But I thought I wasn't old enough." And the dad says, when a boy loses his dog, he gets a lot older.
Yeah.
So he goes off to this farm with his grandpa for the summer, and this is where it gets kind of sci-fi, or just it goes off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
He's given like a little figurine, a Tyrannosaurus Rex figurine that he's playing with, and I think some bully kid comes along and steals it and is picking on him in this new town. But then he goes off, the bullies chase him, and he ends up in a cave or something, like hiding out, and discovers like a live, real Tyrannosaurus Rex in the cave.
Yeah.
Which then kind of befriends him and is like friendly towards him, but still like eats his grandfather's cow and whatnot.
Yeah.
There's a whole story with this bully. There's some wonderful redemptive arcs in this story with the bully.
Yeah.
And the childhood trauma that this boy has gone through with losing his dog, and with this bully kid and why he is the way he is. He's like this dark, overweight emo kid who's just cruel, you know?
Yeah.
And also envies what this other young boy, I don't even remember the name of the other character, but the main character, he envies him and picks on him and whatnot. Is very manipulative. I don't want to spoil the whole thing. It turns out that this T-Rex is actually Tommy, the dog, kind of reincarnated as a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
Hence the name Tommysaurus Rex.
Right.
So he begs his grandpa to let him keep the T-Rex, and they try and keep it, and they have to deal with like the mayor and the townsfolk and whatnot because the Tyrannosaurus Rex is inadvertently creating destruction.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great story. I won't spoil the ending. Go out and pick it up. I don't know if you can buy it new or not. You can at least pick up a copy on eBay, which is where I found mine. But I mean, if you can buy the real thing, the new thing, and support Doug TenNapel.
Yeah.
Follow him on X too.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he's awesome.
That's my recommendation.
Yeah.
I guess I should say he's also known for, I think he's famous for creating Earthworm Jim, which was
Yeah, I was about to
that a
say.
video game character?
It was a lot of different stuff, yeah.
Okay.
But he created the character Earthworm Jim, which I was going to say, like, he's an absurdist writer and artist, so just buckle up for that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just going to be weird. Like, all of his stuff is weird, but
It is
it's
weird.
good.
And he's a Christian, and he worked in a little bit of background on him. You can find a little bit of a biography piece on the series called, I think they call it Makers,
Okay.
on Canon Plus.
Yeah.
So he's friends with like the Moscow crowd,
Yeah.
as well. He's been on Stories or Soul Food a couple of different times,
Yep.
like 2 different episodes at least.
Yep.
They've had him on there. Fascinating takes. He doesn't agree with them on everything, but he's from a wild past because he was in the artist scene,
Right.
a dark place.
Yeah.
And he was like the only Christian there. And so he's very familiar with like the LGBTQ movement from
Yeah.
like the early days. And he's like, pointing out them. He's like, I know what you guys are like. I know what your artistry is like, why you're into furries and all this other weird crap.
Yeah.
It's like, it's dark, nasty sexual stuff, the pedophilia and everything else that plays into it is like what the sexual deviancy in the artist community.
Yeah. He tells one of my favorite stories. Well, it's like a quote, like a one-liner. He was at like a post-rap party or whatever for like one of the shows he's working on or something like that. And he was young, and this gay guy started hitting on him, and and he just like let the guy say what he was going to say, and then it started witnessing to him.
Yeah.
He's like, starts telling him the story of the gospel, and the gay guy gets real upset, real whatever. He kind of makes a fuss about whatever, and his response is, well, if you get to hit on me, I get to witness to you. That's how it's an exchange, right? Like, it's not, you don't just get to say whatever you want with me
And then walk off.
and then like whatever. Yeah. It's like, if you're going to sexually harass me, I get to witness to you. That's how this works. And I think he
Them's the rules.
Yeah. He got like in trouble or something. He was doing a debate with this.
Yeah, he's very bold.
You can imagine he's one of my favorite. I love Doug TenNapel. He's doing this debate with this streamer named Vosh, who's like a very popular online socialist.
Okay.
He's one of these like very sexually deviant, openly advocated for the abolishment of the age of consent.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Very mind fried guy. And they're having a debate about transgender ideology. And Vosh is going, "What? Give me a dictionary definition of a woman. How do you know what a woman is?" And Doug goes, he goes, "Well, the woman won't have a penis." And he goes, "Well, how do you know that? How do you know a woman won't have a penis? Give me a definition of a woman that does not have a penis." And Doug goes, "Well, I would only point towards your mom. Did your mom have a penis?" And Vosh was like, "Well, that's not what I'm talking about." Like, very, like, it was pretty good.
Then we're not talking in the same reality.
Yeah. Just, I would only point towards your mother. Did your mother have a penis? It's very, very casual, like snide, leaning back in his chair, like
Totally comfortable with these people. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to phase me.
Yeah. That's why I like, because I don't like pearl clutching. So Doug TenNapel is
No, not a pearl clutcher.
not a pearl
He's
clutcher.
seen and heard it all.
Causes some pearl clutching, I would imagine.
Yes. In the right way.
Yeah.
From what I've heard from him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
Tommysaurus Rex and
Tommysaurus
other.
Rex.
I haven't read all of his stuff, so I can't advocate personally for all of it. But I have 3 or 4 of his graphic novels, and I like each and every one,
yeah.
at least to varying degrees.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your rec this
My
week,
rec
Ethan?
is, I don't know if this is a good one, because I mean, I guess I was a little kid. So I'm 30, and so I was probably like 6 or 7. Maybe I was older. Maybe I was like 8 or 9. I don't really remember, but it's definitely possible if you didn't have an older brother that you would have missed this one. But it's the first Halo 1 Combat Evolved.
I think it's very funny they had a subtitle.
Yeah,
for
right.
it
Yeah.
on the first one.
Yeah. It was really, really amazing. The art style is so beautiful. And so, okay, so here's a important part of this recommendation. Do not get the remastered. Okay. They remastered it. A bunch of the guys that I know who have played Halo
really?
1, who are like in high school or in early college, they've all played the remastered. It's butts. It's ass. Do not play it. All right. The reason you play the first Halo is because it looks so incredible. And I mean, that's one of the reasons. Please try your best to get I don't even know if you can. Surely on Steam or some, whatever. Get an X. If you, I don't know how you play it today. I'd imagine it's somewhat easy. Get an old Xbox if that's what you have to do.
PC-ROM and have an external.
Yeah.
hard drive for it if you want.
Emulate the first Xbox on your PC and go get a ROM. That's super easy. I'm sure it's on sale on Steam or something like that somewhere.
Probably for like $5.
Yeah. Go play the first Halo. It is so good, dude. It is so it's just such a pure example of the badass. Like the Master Chief is like the very most pure, like it's not necessarily that he's never challenged, throughout the stories, but it's just
he's the definition of stoicism.
Yeah, very stoic, very just like calm, confident. And he is a built soldier. Yeah, and he's very like, this is gonna happen. It's not necessarily that it's like I'm gonna do this because I'm the best. It's just like this has to happen, so it's going to.
It's my mission.
Yeah, and so it's just like I don't remember what part of where in the either in the books or if they say this in the video game. I think they say it in the video game, but they describe him. He's not the best Spartan. He's not like the fastest. He's not the strongest. He's not the smartest. He's the luckiest. I've always thought that was so sick, dude. And if you oh man, it's so good. Like just this unstoppable, indomitable. He's famous. There's an entire race of billions of creatures that are trying to invade the billions of humans or whatever, and they all know him. The Covenant, the aliens,
right? They fear him.
They all know who he is to a man.
Yeah,
they're all
every grunt knows.
Yeah, every grunt knows he's the demon that stops them. It's just, dude. Halo 1 it's the genesis. It's the birth of the greatest video game trilogy ever made. Probably. I mean, I don't
more than a trilogy now.
Well, yeah, but those games all suck. They're bad. They're really, really bad.
I think I only played Halo 1 and 2, really.
Halo 1 and 2
No,
are
I did,
awesome.
I did
Halo 3
ODST and a few others.
ODST was all right. It was okay.
That was fun. That was
Yeah.
where you were playing as a
Yeah, they had
orbital
that
drop shock trooper.
Yes, and they had that
which was really cool.
They had the wave game mode where you played to see how long you could live.
That was a fantastic
That was
game mode.
Awesome.
My late buddy Josh and I played a lot of that. Yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah. But there's just like a lot of moments where it's like,
shout out Josh, miss you, buddy.
Shout out Josh, brother. What's up, dog? There's just so many moments that are like, we're not, everyone else is like, this is it. It's gonna explode. What are we gonna do? And he's like, hold my gun, I'll be right back. And then he just solves the problem. It's so good, man. So good. So that's it. That's my first recommendation, or that's my rec, is Halo 1.
Awesome. Good rec.
Beautiful game. Visually so
majestic.
striking.
It's really big.
Yes, dude. The blues and the greens and the stone, like the calm, cool stone colors, and like the way the elites look, and like, oh my goodness, it's just such a good looking game. So good looking. And dude, do you remember the first time driving a Warthog?
Oh, those are fun. Yeah.
And whatever Gulch, some Blood Gulch.
Blood Gulch.
Oh my goodness.
I think it was Halo 2 that they had. Well,
no, the first Blood Gulch was Halo 1.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
I played way more multiplayer Halo 2.
Yeah.
With my brother, we spent hours in Blood Gulch.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness. And Red versus Blue, of course, was
I don't think
in
we
Blood Gulch. That's what made Blood Gulch famous.
Yeah. Red versus Blue. Man, that was good.
You ever wonder why we're here?
I mean, they're over there. We're over here. Yeah.
No, he goes off in this existential, like, he goes, oh, I think we're, he talks about the greater things, existential questions. He goes, no, dude, like, why are we here in this valley? Yeah. We're in a box valley with a fort at either end. Like, what are we defending?
Yeah, if they weren't here, why are we here? Like, yeah.
Well, we're here to fight them.
Yeah. They're here to fight us. Yeah.
All right, well, we got to make it a quick one today. I got my daughter's birthday party.
We're already 30 minutes in. Dang.
I know.
Okay.
Let's do 15 minutes and I'll gotta book it.
Okay.
So today we are going to be talking, main topic, how to live like you're eternal.
Yes.
Because you are eternal.
Yes. How to chill out.
Yeah. You're going to spend eternity alive. You will die in this life, and if you are a believer, if you put your faith in Jesus Christ, you will be resurrected in a new body, and there will be a new earth. Imagine that for a second. Imagine the most beautiful thing you've seen in this entire world, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of places that, I was struck. It's springtime now. Driving through East Texas in the springtime, the greens here
absurd
are just, dare I say, heavenly.
Yeah, man.
They pop.
Yeah.
And my boss was talking about this the other day. We were talking about it, and he was like, yeah, 2 weeks ago, bare branches.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
everything is sprouting out, and just the full range of greens, from the dark pine trees to the brand new growth on oak and everything else coming in. It's gorgeous. The grass is coming up on all the pastures, driving through the country here. So peaceful.
Yeah.
If you can imagine that, but without any of the remnants of sin left. And if you truly think about that and just meditate that on that for a little bit, it ought to bring tears to your eyes, and you will know in your soul that you are eternal, because there will be a longing for that perfection, because it's how you're built. You wouldn't have that longing if you were just a little collection of microbes that happen to be here. Yeah. You wouldn't have any sense of the eternal if it didn't actually exist. There would be no wondering about the existential, about the eternal. There wouldn't be any of that.
Yeah, it wouldn't serve a function.
So just, imagine that, and remember in your day-to-day life that you are eternal, and you should always be working. Everything you do should be pointed at the eternal.
Yes.
Not to reference Stories of Soul Food too many times, but they did have a fantastic episode about like, what'll you do when everything's perfect? Like, what will you even do? Won't it be boring? You're just singing all the time to God, like just bowing down. Like, what are you going to be doing? And he's like, Andy Wilson was like, you'll be doing everything to a much greater capacity. You'll be building skills and like you'll be doing all the stuff you're doing now, is what he imagines anyway. It's like a caterpillar wondering like, well, yeah, I'm just eating leaves and I'm stuffing things down and, and then I'm, what do I actually do when I'm a butterfly though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you won't be able to fathom what it's like to be beautiful and glorified and made new and be able to fly.
Right.
Not that we'll be able to fly. That's part of the analogy, but your abilities and your being will be so transformed from what you are now that it'll be nearly unrecognizable, but still familiar.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the thing there's a Chesterton quote that I think I've talked about before, but he talks about the Lord has this childlike wonder, this entertainment with each daffodil he makes of the, maybe billions of daffodils he's made at this point. He makes that daffodil, then each new one he makes with the same childlike fascination that your toddler has when you pick them up and throw them in the air and they go, again, and you're like, oh geez, okay, here we go.
Never tires of it.
Never tires of it. And with each new blade of grass, he's equally as fascinated and excited and thrilled to make it. Like, will you get bored? Look, dude, we just went on to Colorado. I took my daughter. We just all went tubing to go slide on the snow down a hill. But it's like a company like made it, so it's like really nice, cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, and she, we went down, and it was just me and her. So we went down together. She was in her own tube. She's 2.5. She went in her own tube, and I went my own tube. I mean, we probably got to like 20 miles an hour, 20, 30 miles an hour in this tube. Like we were going fast. And first went, she was like this, like made this, you guys can't see it unfortunately, but she made this like crazy, like, well, what's happening face. Yeah. And then she kind of settled for a second, but then she found out that she could fold herself all the way into the tube. Because the tube had a bottom to it. So she could fold herself all the way down into the tube and just like sit in it. So you didn't look like anybody was even in the tube. And somebody
sent a tube down by itself.
Yeah. So we'd get to the bottom and she'd pop up and go, I just went tubing. I was on the tubing. We went through and we slid down so fast. Yeah. And it went, yeah. Oh. And she was like, and I was a little nervous. And you were a little nervous? She said, yeah, but I'm brave. And I was like, yeah, you are very brave. Do you want to go again? And she's like, yeah, let's go again.
Definitely again.
Yeah, let's go again.
Definitely.
And it just again and again and again and again until eventually she was like, got so kind of like burned in the wind that she was like, I'm done. But,
yeah, but there won't be wind burn.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you're not going to get, like, everything you do, you're going to go, I could do that again.
Yeah.
For eternity.
You know what?
You'll never get bored.
You have eternity to do it. The whole earth will be ours.
You will spend 10,000 years tubing. That's not a joke.
You'll for real. Can you imagine? I've been skiing, and it is a fantastic feeling.
You're right.
When you're not crashing, and even crashing was a blast.
Yeah.
I would crash and like a ski would go flying,
Yeah.
I would be going as fast as I could and finally like just blow out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a riot. And you never break a limb or hit a tree and kill yourself. I don't know what it'll be like hitting trees. I imagine we'll just kind of bounce off like rubber.
Or just cut the tree in half.
Maybe so.
I don't know. Just go through the tree.
Like a cartoon character just going down and like trees flying up behind you and everyone's like,
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Praise God.
Yeah, praise God. Yeah. You're going to lift. You're going to go work out. It's going to be awesome. You're going to get stronger. You can get infinitely strong, by the way. With infinite time and a perfect body, you don't think you can get infinitely strong? Dude, you can get so jacked. It'll be awesome.
Imagine the craftsmanship you'll be able to apply.
Yes, dude.
The woodworking.
The perfection. The literal, like, human perfection you'll be able to achieve.
You could spend 10,000 years building a house where every little grain of it is just saturated with artistry and beauty.
Yeah. And then you'll look at it.
Intricate carvings. Can you imagine a whole wall of carving where you spend maybe an entire day on like each square inch of carving it just perfectly?
Right.
The amount of time, if you didn't have time, because we're talking about this in concept of time, which there won't be.
Right.
At least not in the finite sense.
Yeah.
But can you imagine spending, because now we'd be like, it'd be preposterous. You can't possibly spend that amount of time on it. We got other things to do.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're bringing glory to God by building beautiful things. We're being little creators.
Yeah.
We're making the earth more beautiful.
Right. Yeah.
We'll raise fantastic animals.
Yeah. One of the funnier thoughts that I have, I know this is obviously not going to happen, but it would be funny if post return Earth is like visited by aliens, you know, like some other race God made on the other side of the galaxy, the other side of the universe shows up, and there's perfect humans after the return of Christ, and it's just like all these autistic.
Oh, who's just
people just like
a million years?
Yeah, just a million years. I
thing?
painted this picture, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And it's like, "This took you a million years." It's like, "Oh my gosh, it's like literally perfect." Like, yeah, it took me a million years.
Yeah,
God loves it. I've been I don't sleep, so I've been painting.
I think we'll still rest.
Whatever.
I mean, God.
My back doesn't start hurting, and I can just literally sit here and paint this painting without stopping.
That was another point I wanted to make. Though living our lives in rhythm of the way God has made things, is that now we have to rest. Well, rest should be a blessing. I'm not talking about we get so exhausted that we have to. I don't know. It's a good question, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know if we will have to sleep,
but we might want to.
Or
Dude,
that it's
just rip a 10,000 year nap just cause.
Well, I mean, God rested after creating the earth.
That's true. That's a good point.
As an eternal being who does not tire.
Yeah.
So obviously, tiredness is not the only reason one rests.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
It's just appropriate, or at least God modeled it for us. And I guess I don't see why we wouldn't still rest.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Because there's certainly going to be work.
Yeah.
Because painters are going to need paint. Somebody's going to have to make my video games that I'm going to be playing.
Can you imagine the colors that Sherwin-Williams will have?
I can't know.
In the new earth?
Yeah, dude, when your eyes can perceive every color, like one of those crabs. You know what I'm talking about? The crabs at the bottom of the ocean have like eyes the size of like walnuts, and their body is like the size of a penny. They have like gigantic eyes.
They're all seeing.
They're all eyes.
They're all eyes.
They're just all eye. Yeah. Yeah.
The creatures that God has made in this world.
Oh, dude, I know. I can't. Whatever version of Magic the Gathering gets made in heaven is going to be just blissful. I can't wait, dude.
Maybe you'll help develop it.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll be one of the writers for like the lore or something. That'll be sick. We're going to have to, like, who knows what kind of technology we'll actually use in heaven, if we'll use much at all, but I would appreciate some computers.
Well, I'm sure we would.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're labeling technology as any tool,
yeah,
then why wouldn't we have tools of some sort?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's part of building and making art and farming, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess I don't see, it's not an inherently evil thing, just like nothing in the world is inherently evil. It's just been corrupted.
Yeah. Yeah. Certainly.
So I don't see why we wouldn't have computers necessarily. Maybe not. Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting food for thought.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it just depends on to what scale does civilization exist in heaven, and to what, not heaven, but in the remade earth.
Yeah.
To what scale does civilization exist? And if it's a large scale, to what ability can humans calculate at that point?
True. Yeah. How much need would you have for computers as far as calculating?
Right. And
probably not any for that purpose.
Yeah. Like how much help would automation even be? If you're
True.
perfect, if you have a workforce of people who are perfectly content doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Then maybe there wouldn't be factories perhaps.
Yeah. Wouldn't be any need for software or hardware. Maybe not. I don't know. One of the things that I have thought, which is this is the end of one of my books, the one that I'm working on, is that after the return of Christ, it's not Christ obviously in the book, but like the creator,
the Christ figure.
Yeah, the Christ figure returns and elevates humanity to its immortal, perfected state, and the work basically that they do, like the commission that they get, God basically recommissions the Great Commission, or not the Great Commission, but he gives them, reorders them to be fruitful and multiply, but it's across the entire universe, and it's infinite in every direction.
Gotcha.
And so humans continue to marry and breed and have new humans, but they're all immortal.
Okay, right. So it has to expand
Right.
indefinitely.
So they just fill the entire infinite universe
Yeah.
for all eternity with this beautiful life that is like all things. So they just terraform planets and turn all of his creation into his he basically tells them, I've created this, I've done half the job, but I've made you to do the other half. So I would like you to go out and do the other half. And so that's humanity ascends and becomes this immortal race of starfaring.
Just be careful not to make it a Mormon-esque.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's getting a little close. That's true. That is getting a little close.
A little close.
Yeah,
To
a little
you'll
close.
get your own planet.
Yeah, no. They're
You
the
get
only
to
race.
populate it with all your wives.
Yeah, nope. That's it. You know, it's just the humans being human.
Just the human. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows what's up. They're all. Yeah.
They're rightly ordered.
Yeah, they're rightly ordered. Everybody's chilling. Nobody's getting their own planet. That was quick, dude. We ripped 45 like nothing, bro.
Yeah,
That was fast.
It's amazing when you kind of open your mind to thinking about these things, just how much you can anticipate that.
Yeah, and how much making fun of your wife also burns a lot of time.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be doing that in eternity.
I don't think so.
We love you, wives.
Yes, very much, very dearly. Please, you can keep buying baskets. Just keep loving me and being sweet to me. Don't stop doing that.
Yeah.
Love you.
You can keep filling horizontal surfaces.
Yeah. I'll keep making them or buying them at least if you'll
Keep filling them with lovely things for the home.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
You guys got a long episode last week, so you get a short one this week.
Short one this week. Short and sweet. Meditate on the beauties of this earth, reinvigorated and purged of all imperfection and sin.
Yeah.
Go forth, have a wonderful week, and live in the light of eternity. Because we didn't really flush out how to live in the light of eternity.
Well, just, dude, imagine this. Imagine how sick it is. 10 a.m. Saturday. Fire on the grill. It's going. Meats. In 6 hours. You know what's coming. And then you hear it. You feel it. You smell it. The crack of the first cold one. 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Now imagine how glorious that will be when you're naked. I assume we'd be naked.
Probably.
You're naked.
More clothes will just be for adornment. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. Grill's crackling. You have perfected beer, not just regular beer. Now, I know, of course,
so they
Banquet.
wouldn't be cracked out of a can then. This would all be out of, aged casks.
That's true. Exactly. Yeah.
Like today we've got a 1,000-year stout that we've been aging in oak barrels.
Yeah. Yeah. Today. Yeah.
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 So cast your cares on him. Don't let the anxieties of this earth get you down. This life is difficult and hard, but eternity is coming, and be encouraged with that. And so if you're living in the light of eternity, you should not be possessed by an anxiety. You should be possessed by the desire to be a craftsman at whatever you do that is God-honoring. Raise your children well, love your wife, build your communities.
Find a good church.
And go forth without worry. Let
Yeah.
that worry fall away. It will all be taken care of eventually. This life is fleeting, and it can feel like you're stuck in eternity of turmoil. But remember that this life is so brief. It's like we are like the flower which withers and fades. And so this will pass away. So be encouraged in that, in whatever difficulties that you're going through, and whatever stresses and anxieties plague you in the day-to-day, the bodily discomforts, the diseases that tear from you loved ones. that all will pass away, and that we will eventually be in Abraham's bosom. We will be comforted, and we will have eternity to just celebrate our God and all the goodness that he has given us. So we love you, and we're praying for you, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for listening. This has been Work Hard.
Bye-bye.